Okay, now today I'm going to give you specific information about the first assignment which is due on April 9th. So WRCM 102 topic proposal or research plan. Basic overview. The length of the assignment would be 2 to 3 pages, not including the annotated bibliography. The format should be double spaced, 2 to 3 pages, but double spaced. 12 point times New Roman and APA format. So what you will submit to me is topic proposal and an annotated bibliography of at least 5 sources. Let's go into details. This is the first part of your research writing process that will take you through to the controversy analysis paper. Now, what is your objective, students? Your objective is to become an expert on a current public controversy of your choice. So you might have noticed that the topics that some of your classmates just shared, those topics, most of them are already public controversies. So when those classmates of yours will read about the chosen topic, and when they will read about the controversy on that particular topic, and finally when they will write a paper about it, they will know a lot about that particular topic. They may not be, big experts of very high caliber, but at least they will be able to tell somebody that they know this topic very well. You will first propose your topic and develop a plan for research. And that is what in this assignment you are doing. Later, you will study the history and present status of the controversy. And then your controversy analysis speech will explain the issues and questions surrounding your controversy. Please note that you will not take a stand on your controversy until your final paper. So, abortion is good or bad? 18th Amendment is good or bad? More province is good or bad? Animal rights and testing of animals for human medicine, good or bad? You are not going to say that in your first assignment. You will not say that even in your second assignment. You will say that when you will write your final paper at the end of the semester. Okay, so first you are familiarizing yourself with all the aspects of the controversy on which you want to write. In other words, you don't have to think in advance whether cryptocurrency will work or will not work, or animal testing is good or not good. Don't take a position in advance. Why? Because taking a position in advance shows that you are not developing your opinion on the basis of knowledge. Okay, and through this course we are getting this training precisely, that whatever position we take that position on the basis of the research that we conduct. That way we have an objective opinion about the issues. and we should take this training to other courses, and we should take this training beyond this degree as well. When we go in our professions, once again, we don't take the position unless we study the problem thoroughly. We first study the problem thoroughly. We think about it, and then we make our opinion. Okay, so that is why this course is telling you that don't take a position right in the beginning of the semester during your first assignment. Rather, postpone your opinion until the last assignment that you will write. For this assignment, students, please look at the screen. You must write 2 to 3 pages with the following parts. The first part is topic proposal. In this part, you will briefly introduce the topic and what you know so far about that topic. Now, if you recall from the last lecture, which I am sure you have listened to as well, I shared the recording with you all. I told you that while you write your research plan or you write your topic proposal, you have to do some preliminary research, some basic research from various resources. And when you do that preliminary research, that gives you some information about that particular topic. So when you write your topic proposal, in the first part of that, you should first briefly introduce what is your topic and what you know about it. And then give justification. Why did you choose this topic? These are the three points that you should keep in mind to respond to this point B. The point B is justify why you chose this topic. How will you justify? You can justify with reference to these 3 points. Number 1, you can tell why is it interesting for you? Why are you interested in it? You can also tell why this topic is relevant to our daily lives. And then you can also tell why this topic could be important and interesting for your classmates. Now this is something interesting, the last point over here. Why is it important? Why is it important for your class to know about it? Or why is it important for your classmates to be interested in this kind of topic? Because your classmates are going to read the first draft of your paper in the peer review process, not now, at a later stage. In other words, your first readers are your classmates. That means when you write your paper, you should keep the audience of your paper in mind. Before you start writing paper, you need to have a topic. So even at the stage of choosing a topic, you should keep your audience in mind. Who is going to read this work? So what happens when you know your audience beforehand? If you know your audience beforehand, then you choose your topic very carefully, so that it should be a topic in which your audience should be interested. So students, you can make your own fair assessment whether or not most of your classmates would be interested in your chosen topic or not. So the topics that some of your classmates just told you, probably most of you will agree that those topics have some interest for all of you. So you would for example, like to know about cryptocurrency a little bit, you would like to know about 18th Amendment, and you would like to know more about the testing of animals, for human medicine, so and so forth. But if there is a topic which is very specialized, for example, you want to write about the structure of the roots of large trees, the structure of the roots of large trees. Now, those of you who are interested in botany, they probably would like to know little about the structure of the roots of large trees. But those who don't study botany, or who have never studied botany in the past, they probably will totally dislike this topic. If not dislike, they will not have any interest in the topic. Okay, so always think about the possible audience while choosing your topic. So this is the first part of your proposal. The second part of your proposal is research plan. Over here, your research plan should answer the following questions. First one, depending upon the topic that you have, what kind of information are you looking for? So if you have topic about cryptocurrency or animal rights, or you know or 18th Amendment, so on and so forth, what kind of information do you need to understand this controversy in detail? And don't think that there is only one kind of information. Don't just think that you get all the information from the newspapers. Rather think little more deeply about it. Maybe in order to understand this issue of 18th Amendment properly, you need to get the proceedings of the Parliament of last 10 years and read about the exact wording of the bill which was proposed to the Parliament for 18th Amendment. Right? Similarly, if you are writing on cryptocurrency, again, don't think you will get everything from news. You will just Google and get it. No, that may not be the case. You might have to look for some magazines or journals which specifically write about the digital currency. If there are any magazines of that kind, can you access them? Where are those? That comes to could be in the reference section, that could be on an in an online library, that could be in some offices, certain offices. Okay, that could be in newspaper, that could be on video talks given by various experts on YouTube or somewhere else. So where are you likely to find this information? You need to tell that in your research plan. And then How can you efficiently gather this information? List the actual steps you will take. So if you say that you need certain uh, official documents for the information you need, then how are you going to get those official documents? Are you going to travel? Are you going to call somebody? Are you going to email somebody to collect that information? Are you going to interview somebody? Okay, so everything is not on Google. Even if everything is on Google, everything is not accessible to you, right? So think in terms of how will you gather that information. And then finally, what keywords will you use to search your topic? So when you search your topic on Google or in a library, you always need keywords. So if you are writing your paper on cryptocurrency, you cannot just put cryptocurrency every time in Google to find information about it. Okay, so there would be some connected keywords. For example, if it is the uh, if you are looking for a comparison between cryptocurrency and hard currency, then the keyword that you might have in addition to cryptocurrency, of course cryptocurrency your primary keyword, it is your topic, but the keyword related to cryptocurrency you might have is hard cash. So you would like to seek information in terms of the comparison between cryptocurrency and hard cash. So hard cash will become a keyword for you. Another keyword for you could be digital money. So you can use various keywords to find your information. And then lastly, how will time constraints affect your ability to do the research you want? And how will you overcome those constraints? Be specific about your schedule, your habits, and how you will handle the final assignment. Now, as researchers, you should also always know what are your limitations and what constraints you have on yourself in terms of reading and writing. If you have any constraints, mention them. And then also give your schedule. Please remember that schedule is for the complete paper that you are going to write over the semester. After this proposal or plan, you will write your controversy analysis paper, that is the first paper. And after your controversy analysis paper, you will write your final paper. I'm sure you know by now that your controversy analysis paper will be on the same topic on which you are writing this proposal. In fact, this proposal is for your controversy analysis paper and your final paper. This is your plan for the final paper that you will submit to me. So the final paper is not written overnight. It is written in steps. The first step is this proposal. The second step is the analysis of the controversy. The third step is your final paper. Therefore, you should give a schedule of the final paper that you will write starting from today. So you can mention over here, even if it will be quite tentative, but you will mention over here what kind of schedule do you have in mind? How much time are you going to spend on reading the resources? how much time you are going to spend on writing your paper, your first paper, how much time you are going to spend on writing your final paper, how much time you will spend on revising your paper, things of that kind. And then also mention any specific habits that you have. Sometimes we are procrastinators, we delay our work. If you are one of the procrastinators, as myself, then you need to put a plan in place to overcome that habit of delaying your work. So probably if you are a procrastinator and you delay your work, then you should give an early deadline to yourself. So I gave you the deadline of 9th April, for example. Then you should give yourself the deadline of 8th April. Finish everything by 8th April and try to submit it by 8th April. If for some reason you can't do that, still you have a day after that, so that your assignment does not get delayed beyond 9th April. Similarly, think of your final paper while you are writing this proposal. What kind of reading, writing, and study habits you have, and how you are going to overcome any habits which might negatively affect your study or which might negatively affect your research. All right. Now, each one of you will have a different response to this last part of your research plan, because each one of you have your own habits, your own way of doing work. That is absolutely fine the way you put it. Also, it is okay to mention varying dates because you don't know the final deadline for your final paper. Okay, so you can use randomly any date in order to explain over here. Okay, so the duration of the semester at least. Okay, so the final paper will be due somewhere in the last 2 weeks of the semester. Okay, so you can put an approximate date for that. Okay, if you need to put that at all, right? If you don't need to put the date at all, then only think in terms of submitting that assignment on time, whenever or whatever the date of the submission is, right? So students, this is your topic proposal assignment that you have to write. You must strictly follow all these instructions. Okay, I'll share this page with you as well as my explanation about this page. Okay, if you are not able to listen to the whole uh, explanation right now for any reason, of course you will get the recording and you can listen to that as well. Now, last thing. The last thing is about the annotated bibliography of at least 5 sources. Okay. What is this? Basically, annotated bibliography will be the list of those resources that you will use to understand the controversy on which you want to write your paper. So you have to submit that along with this topic proposal. Now, this annotated bibliography is required, okay, with the proposal. But this annotated bibliography is not graded at this stage. The topic proposal 2 to 3 pages are graded, but the bibliography is not graded itself, but it is required along with the assignment. Later, you will have a separate assignment for annotated bibliography. At that time, it will be graded in future. Students, my explanation of your topic proposal is over. If you have any questions, you can ask.